everybody, this is Angela Savage, the daughter of IndyCar driver Swede Savage. It's time to watch stories from motorsports. My buddy, Doug Kenny, loves to share the journey of people in racing, and he is an amazing dude. Drivers, owners, fans, and team members, watch the SFM podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Stories from Motorsports. I'd like to thank my buddy Josh Mabe for the YouTube work he did years ago that inspired me to create this platform. I'd like to thank my buddy Victor Sifton for convincing me to get back into it after my hiatus from 2017 to 2019. I have a very special treat for you all today with an amazing journey from an amazing racing figure. Drivers, start your engines. Yeah, definitely. And I think Scott Pruitt once predicted that to you, because I remember seeing footage of Mexico City, and I think you were actually interviewing him afterwards, and Pruitt was extremely frustrated when Juan fouled him, and I think what he said was, that was nasty, dirty driving. Do you remember that?
No, but I can tell you a few other stories about Mexico City. So again, the specific details of a given race over the years, a lot of them kind of run together. But I sure do remember the couple of trips we made to Mexico City to cover the race, and some of the adventures we had as part of that. It was sure a lot of fun, and sure a lot of different than a lot of the places we were used to going to.
Yeah. Were you at Montreal in 2007?
Oh yeah. I was at all the Montreal races, and again, great trips, great fun, great fans, and I'd love to see it work out so that NASCAR has the opportunity to take a cup race up to Montreal, because I think it would just be bonkers.
I think it would, and if they do that, I'm willing to bet all the money I've made this year that Shane Van Gisbergen would win one of them.
Well, you never know. It's again, as he found out this weekend, competition's tough,
mm-hmm.
and it's hard to win. It's really hard to win.
Yeah. What's your favorite race of Montreal that you called?
Oh, well, like I said a couple times, the specifics of individual races, they get mushed together over the years. I know we had a great finish that a lot of people seem to remember. I just remember, enjoying the city. One of the years, I want to say my flight got canceled, and I ended up driving to Montreal from Rhode Island, which is where I was living at the time, and that was another whole adventure, getting up there, and just a lot of fun with our team, and just a phenomenal city that really wraps its arms around the race, whatever the race is that's in town, because they're only allowed to have a couple a year on that circuit, and the whole city gets involved and celebrates it, and just a wonderful place to be, to enjoy a race.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go up to Montreal. It looks very, very pretty, and with that river in between it,
Good stuff.
Yep. So what Daytona 500s did you call?
About all of them, from 1990 to 2000, and then we did 2002, 2004. Did we do 2006? I think we did. And then when the rights flipped, where Fox had every Daytona 500, we were there for Sports Center during the ESPN years, so that would have been 2007 to 2014.
I think so. Yeah.
So a lot of them I've covered in one role or another.
Yeah, for sure. What was your reaction to Robby Gordon and Jeff Gordon with their bump and run at New Hampshire, if you remember?
If I remember, that was the race that was put off till Thanksgiving by 9/11.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And Robby had a race he was for sure going to win earlier at Watkins, Glen, when a piece of equipment that turned out to be associated with the broadcast equipment in his car failed and literally caused a fire.
Oh.
And lost the chance to get that cup win at Watkins Glen that day. So for Robby to come back and get a chance to win again, I thought was kind of a little poetic justice, if you will. If you go back and look, the bump and run, if you will, people have been on the giving end, they've been on the receiving end as well. And if you've been on the giving end, you can't complain a lot about being on the receiving end unless it wasn't a bump and run, unless it was a dump and run.
Yeah.
So I just remember being happy for Robby that he got the chance to win. I remember being happy that the weather turned out so well for the folks in New Hampshire and all the people that had tickets to the race, and that we got through it without any of the things that could have happened that weekend. Thanksgiving in New Hampshire. I just remember, pardon the pun, but I just remember being thankful for the good day.
Yeah, definitely. That's a season like that ends well is definitely something to be thankful for. Although we did lose Dale earlier that year, which was not good, but as long as no more fatalities have happened, which so far there hasn't, so yeah. So as I recall, were you at Sonoma in 2007 as a reporter?
Doubt it. Doubt it. That was not. That was never one of our NBC or ESPN races. So no.
Do you remember watching Juan Montoya win that race on fuel mileage, like on television?
Well, again, look, specific races. There have been so many over the years that the details of specific races just run together. You would have to tell me that Juan won that race and he won it on fuel mileage, because it's been a lot of races and a lot of miles. I can tell you some stories about going to Sonoma, particularly the first times we went there with the Cup Series and what fun it was, and some of the different places we went and enjoyed. But details of specific races, they're just all going to run together at some point because there have been so many.
Got it. Yeah, tell me some Sonoma stories you have. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please hit like and subscribe if you did so, and please continue supporting our amazing guest. And everybody, we'll see you next time on SFM.
Hi, this is Ted Warner speaking. While the checkered flag is waved for this program, stay tuned for next week for the next episode of SFM. Thanks to Doug Kenny for what he does for motorsports.